Hello everybody. We decided we're gonna start videos with donuts. So here's a donut.
Welcome back to Denver Beer and Oil, brothers, ladies and gentlemen, girls of all ages, and all other people that I'm forgetting about. Today, we are doing more roadkill stuff. I can't talk like this all day, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch back to my non-Hogan voice. Anyway, yeah, so we're doing more roadkill stuff today. I broke out the TIG welder. We got going. I'm gonna start doing some intercooler piping things on this car. So I got to get that going. I'm not very good at TIG welding, as I just found out. I tried to weld this cheap Chinese piece to that, and I really just melted everything. So I'm gonna go back to the old ghetto version and just use couplers on everything. I think I got to weld the blow-off valve to the intake pipe and the bung for the intake air temperature sensor to the pipe as well. So I'm gonna get going on that. This car's pretty self-explanatory. You guys know all about this, so I'll update you as I go on this, but Aaron has got all the exciting stuff, so I'll let him take over on this car.
Now that everybody's back in full roadkill prep, we're going hard on getting all these cars done. Unfortunately, Chris's is in good shape. He just gotta do some little things, but Will and I are full build mode. And this is where we're at with this car. This is the big block car. I got the ignition system here, which is actually, it's a GM HEI setup, but it doesn't look anything like a GM HEI distributor. It has the same kind of pickup in it that's actually housed down here. Those of you that are familiar with GM HEIs, they're on top of the cap like this. And then you run it out, it's got a coil here. All you gotta do is hook this to this and put some power to the coil, and she's ready to rock. So we got the ignition system. We got headers here that are right underneath Hamish. I want to point this out because this is where we're at with this. This is an eBay build. All this stuff you're looking at, I got on eBay. Most of the stuff I bought is no-name or eBay parts. Not that I'm a big fan of that stuff. It is a lot of fun to play with, and it's really cheap. We just don't have a huge budget because, you know, roadkill. Yeah. But anyway, so this is what we got, and this is how we're going to run the exhaust on both sides. It's like this. Problem is we found out that the header flange just doesn't make it past the valve cover here. So what we're gonna do is we're about to cut these, and we're gonna dent the back side of this, bolt it up, and then weld this on kind of at an outward angle, pointed that way. And then the pipe's gonna come up over this fuse panel and right down like this. And then if we're getting real fancy, we might do side pipes, but at this point I might just point at the ground right there. Got some go fast bits. Got our carburetor, aluminum intake manifold, replacement water pump pulley because we didn't have one. And there's some more parts back here to all the stuff we've taken off. But that's where we're at today. We're gonna try to make this thing make noise today. All I gotta do is wire it, get the exhaust, the headers kind of put on, and then manifold and carb. And in theory, you can pour some gas in the top and it'll burble. So that's our goal for today. We're gonna see how that works out. It's just build time, man, build time. It's a really good idea when you take a manifold off one of these motors to vacuum out all the shit so it doesn't go down. I did make a mistake though, my information was just wrong. On Mopars, forgot about this, they have the big valley trays, like that. So actually the junk gets caught. But on most other ones you don't have it. And dude, if you want to fucking feel something, Mr. Robocop, you want to feel some fucking weight? There you go, Robocop.
Oh, Jesus, this weighs like 65 pounds.
That thing's heavy.
Dude, I can fucking work out with this
Yeah.
thing. Christ almighty, and it smells like shit.
It is.
That thing was running rich as shit, smell.
Probably.
It smells like,
Yeah, it does.
burning oil.
It smells like burnt crap.
Yeah. Is this EGR crossover? Is that what this is?
Yeah, the other manifold should have it blocked
So you can
off.
delete it. Cool. Oh man, you got water in your motor.
Yeah, I figured there was something in
Yeah.
there sitting outside.
So, okay, yeah, for those of you wondering what I'm talking about, you can see these rust marks, these rust lines, here, here, here. See, this side looks okay. This is a little wet.
There's a lot of junk right there.
Yeah. It'll be okay. Good enough for roadkill, right?
All right, look at this.
Look at this fancy boy.
This is what it's gonna look like.
Ooh! It's all lightweight and stuff.
That's crazy how much lighter that is. That thing is like 40 pounds lighter.
Yeah, you just shaved a lot of
Nose weight on.
weight off. Yeah.
Dude, between this, aluminum heads, and the aluminum water pump in the final stages of this project.
Did you get an aluminum pump?
No, I didn't. We're gonna send it. And in its final iteration, we're gonna shave a lot of weight out of this motor. It's gonna be pretty fun. I think this car is gonna be something. Or it has the potential to be something.
What are you doing with the N54 charge pipe?
I'm stealing the blow-off valve off this because I got it for free. So I have to cut this little piece out here, and I need to weld it into my pipe. So I'm going to take a hole saw and go like that and extract a mundo. So hopefully this works and I don't botch this flange because I can't damage this. Otherwise it won't seal. So let's get to work.
That is gonna be tricky without a pilot bit.
All right. This is my first ever aluminum welds. It's really ugly, but it's stuck together, and I guess that's all that matters, really. It is really, I mean, it is really ugly.
You think that's gonna hold it air?
But I didn't melt it. Yeah, it's all. Look at it. It's all bonded.
Touch it.
It's really hot.
Touch it with your fingers.
Here, you lick it. Yeah, it's really freaking hot, and I may have butchered that a little bit before I figured out what I was doing.
So
But the important part is that I did not melt it. I didn't melt the inside of the pipe, so I'm good. I'm actually like figuring this out.
Is this your intake air sensor?
Yeah, this is gonna be the, so okay. This is gonna go right here. So the ugliness is ugly side up. And the intake air temperature sensor is gonna be right there. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the big choo-choo valve right here.
Choo-choo valve?
Choo-choo valve. Next thing I need to do is extract the nipple for this and weld it onto this.
Well,
Which I think I can actually do now. I think I'm like capable of doing that. Ah! I'm getting it. I got this. That worked way better than I thought it would.
You're buttering this.
Look at that. So now, all I got to do is weld that on top of mine. Sorry, really expensive charge pipe from an N54, but also not sorry. So I'm going to flatten this out a little bit, and then I'm going to cut a nice fat hole, and then we're going to weld this sucker on there. So let's get to going. So I got my really ugly welds on this that are actually okay. They're going to hold. They'll pressurize. Got the GM intake air temperature sensor on. Pigtail. Thank you. Cars Performance. Got the Synapse blow-off valve that I stole off of BMW on there. I was able to hole saw the flange off of the old pipe, clean it up, and very ugly TIG welded on there, but it's on. And so now this is going to go right here. Yep, it's going to make some stuff like that. And also, Aaron just showed me a cool little trick for hole sets. Check this out.
Oh, Cummins guys right here.
There's a little ring right here. See this little snap ring looking thing? They put that on there to make the turbo quieter. So if you take it off, it makes the turbo go like that. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take it off.
Just for noises.
Uh-huh.
How's it work? Does it just make the airflow
It
better?
disturbs the airflow.
You want a funny
So it
story
doesn't whistle.
about this?
Yeah, sure.
So my grandpa's got a truck like Zach's, 24 valve Cummins, and he figured this out. Took the ring out and then drove that thing like a hot rod for about 2 weeks. And he was just like, man, it sounds so good. And then by the end of it, Grandma was tired of hearing the noise of the turbo, and he had to put the snap ring back in.
It made
so
that
funny.
much of a difference?
Oh, it's loud, dude. When you take them out, they're really loud.
Maybe we should do it before and after.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that because honestly, this is not going to be easy to get out. So
I'm
I'll
curious
mess with it
too
here
on
in a
a
bit.
gas motor, like if it changes that any.
oh my God, look at this. Vacuum line already plumbed.
No shit.
Yeah, I just got to plug it up. Okay, cool. So we'll connect that here
Where
in a
did
second.
that come from?
I don't know what it went to, but
Goodbye, Will.
Dude, if you weren't intercooling this car, your piping would be fucking easy.
right? I could have just put this whole set right here and just gone boop.
Yep.
Oh yeah, also, wanted to show you this. I got really lucky with this. This is part of the charge pipe I stole off the BMW. And it just so happens that it's the correct size for the whole set turbo. It's like an odd, weird, it's like 2 3/4 inches or something. But this is perfect. And it goes 2-3 inches, and that's exactly what I need. So then,
Yeah, don't melt that coupler.
right, then we're gonna take this guy and whoop, whoop. And this is eventually one of these days, if I'm probably gonna make another one of these pipes. Oh, it's too big. Shit, I thought that was 3 inches. That sucks. I thought that was the right size. And this, I might be able to get this to stretch to the right size. We can try. I'm gonna try it. Screw it. I'll overturn it.
If it stretches, it's a better fit anyway, you know?
Exactly.
Sealant.
Yeah. You don't even need to clamp that one. What about you, Aaron? How are things? You went to the parts store.
Yeah, I went to the parts store with the flu, came back with the flu, and I feel like shit.
Okay. Heat gun time!
Am I good to fire up the air pressure?
Yeah.
I'll wait for you guys to get this on.
Oh, baby.
And that is how you do that.
No shit.
Alright, we're in business, ladies and gentlemen. And that is officially never coming off. Okay, go ahead.
So there's progress we made today. Not as far as we wanted to go, but we got a lot done. And we went and got parts. I don't know if we told you last update. But we got our single plane Edelbrock manifold on, a 750 Edelbrock carburetor, distributors in. I went and got all the stuff necessary to make it run just to test it. But we're trying to figure out what to do with the headers because it's not working out like I wanted it to. So we're just trying to figure out what the best way to combat this is. Yeah, the issue we're having is we were going to run them straight up, but they curl inward really far, so you can't actually get them up against the head because they hit the valve cover. So we either I tried cutting the top to see if it would fit, and then we could like angle the top, but that's not going to work. So what we're going to have to do is either heat and bend down right at the flange or physically cut this right here at the flange and then weld the whole thing tilted outward. Well, I'm wondering if I ought to just go grab a front dump header or something, or maybe I'll just order a second set of headers and have both and run one on one side, one on the other.
Rip my pants, so that's cool. Got that going for me. And then this guy is gonna go right here. I took my blow-off valve off so I didn't melt the O-ring on it. So yeah, so that's gonna go there. Ignore that. I might put a coupler over that just for to hide my welds.
Oh, to hide the welds?
Yeah, no, that would be funny just to keep boob sleeks out. Oh yeah, and then I'm gonna weld another piece, another straight piece to here, and then a 90 down. And that should get me pretty much to where I need to be. I'm trying to use as few couplers as possible to keep boost leaks from happening, but it's gonna be inevitable.
So this is the original motorhome header. It's even got a little cold start valve in it. What happens is this spring, when it's cold, holds this little flappy guy shut, and that forces exhaust back through the EGR port of the manifold, and it heats up the choke on the carburetor. It's all old school tech. And then once it warms up, the spring releases and it opens. So we're gonna chop all this off. With this sitting in there, mounted like so on the car, this right here hits the motor mount, but it clears by like millimeters. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna chop this right here. We're gonna take the header piece that I just cut off the other header, and we're gonna weld that right in there somewhere. And then I got this angled collector that we're gonna bolt on like that. And hopefully that'll clear the exhaust, and we'll have an exhaust for this car. Like that, and then we just gotta fill it all in.
You can booger that girl up, no problem.
Right? Yeah. Honestly, I think if we go take a die and like from the balancer and pound this open, probably go right over it. And then
You know, from the research I've done too here, if you put this like so, this is essentially a step bit, and what it does is it improves exhaust scavenging.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. We got a little science.
So, yeah, you're doing some full-on exhaust flow fab.
Yeah, but eventually this is gonna go boop, and then something about like that.
Yep, dude. This is progress. This is science.
Yeah, this is. I'm so glad that didn't get scrapped.
Yeah.
I threw that thing right out. And the moment I tore that motor apart, I threw it outside. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna need that.
Okay, so I got the top intercooler piping done, and I was going to show you guys what I'm doing for the lower section. I've got these two 45s cut and all mocked up. Got the intercooler all zip tied up. So now what I'm going to do is, oh, that's the wrong one. So I made alignment index marks right here and on the other side. So this is number 1. So this is going to go, I'm going to weld this to the intercooler, and then we're going to have a 90 going from there to there. And then also on the other side, I welded a shitty little bead on the end of this to keep it from popping off, but I'm gonna weld number 2 right there, same thing, 90 to there. And then you'll see there's a coupler right there, but I'm gonna weld that together as well. The idea is to use as few couplers as possible. So I got this all cleaned up, got all the shavings out of it because I can't really do it after it's on the intercooler. So now that I got it in place, mocked up, I'm gonna take the intercooler back off the car, weld these pieces on, and then I should be ready to final mount the intercooler and final weld the top pipe. So at that point, quite honestly, the intercooler piping is going to be done. So it's going to have an exhaust, an intercooler, a blow-off valve, a wastegate, a turbo. This car is going to be pretty damn close to running. At this point, we just need injectors and a fuel pump, which I think we may have sourced injectors if they're not too shitty and old. So I know you guys don't probably want to watch hour-long videos all the time. If you do, let us know and we'll do it. But like, for the sake of time and for your guys' time, so you don't have to watch this for an hour, this is going to wrap up this part of the episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tell your friends about us. Help us get some more support, growing followers. Thank you for liking, subscribing, all of that stuff.
Later, dudes.